sad. Such a shame. Too bad. He's gonna miss the girl.
So instead of going in on Game of Thrones this week, we're gonna go in on The Little Mermaid.
Are we?
I didn't say anything, but we actually just went live, and that was the first thing everybody got to hear. MTL.
Perfect.
So thank you.
Yay!
Yes. Welcome to the Burning Mermaid. Oh God.
Yeah, we're missing lives.
I didn't think of that.
Here's the thing: is the Burning Mermaid just slang for the STDs that sailors get?
You know,
now it is, because that sounds very believable. Like if we were playing Border Dash, I would look at that card and be like, yeah. Right? So I feel, wow, I never realized that Boulder Dash would be a great game for prepping as a GM a little bit, like coming up with like words and frames and like things that contextual. I don't know. Anyways, like a role playing game, Boulder Dash. So, anyways, hi everybody. I'm Eric. I'm the game master and host and facilitator, and obviously the star of the show.
Yep.
Hey, welcome. This is Burning Crowns. This is a Burning Wheel role playing game, actual play. We are doing is it actual play? Live play? I don't know what we are. In terms
we're live stream role playing content.
We're live stream role playing game content. We're premium live stream role playing game content. I'm the GM. I'm the game master of our game here today. I am the I wouldn't say mastermind, because that's giving me way too much credit. Yeah. Anyways, enough about me. Let's just go around the horn and say who we all are. So we were down a player today, and I just want to say that like we didn't want to like cancel or do anything like that. We're just going to keep playing when we have 3 people. So occasionally we're going to have people who are just unable to make it, so that's what we're going to do. So Sam couldn't make it
training
today.
Or
yeah, exactly.
Or,
the game has rules for factoring in time and training and what we're doing off screen. So we're gonna engage the game a little bit. We're gonna engage the rules when people can't make it, because real life sometimes happens. So we want to give you guys some sweet Burning Wheel.
Father
so that's what
Demetrius partied a little too hard and is now missing.
No, he's cloistered.
We are not. Yeah, he's holed himself up in a cloister. If we're playing the Darkest Dungeon Burning Crown edition, that's what he did. So anyways, let's go around the horn here. Let's start with AP. Alphabetical.
Hey, normally this is a time where people would introduce themselves, but you've seen this multiple times with me already, so you probably already know who I am. I want to spend my allotted moments talking about Eric and how this is the 4th time in 24 hours he's playing an RPG. I believe that he is the mind at work that the Schuler sisters are looking for. All right, I guess it's pronounced Skylar sisters, but it always looks like Schuler to me.
Yeah, of course.
That's me. Well, that's all I got. Is I just want to express my satisfaction for Eric's joie de
Thanks.
Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre. There we go.
You're like
is that joy of life? The joy of living?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
Actually, it's just French for force feedback joystick.
I agree with Stifemaster. There are too many RPGs, and Eric is just like a construct made out of old RPG books.
Only Zool.
It was animated by Adam Coble, and then just turned
Adam breathed life into this Pinocchio of RPGs.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Cool. Regage, what's up?
Hi. I've also played in like 90% of the tabletop RPGs that Eric has done over the last week. It's Eric says he's not exhausted at all, but I'm pretty exhausted. I was noticing yesterday in Never Sunny in Duskfall, which I once again filled in.
You got cursed.
Yeah, I was a little off my game because I was a little tired. But I've got a reserve of energy that I'm ready for this game. I'm super excited for Le Burning des Crowns. And
gonna use your action surge, right?
My breaker is charged, and I'm going to full burst. So yeah,
Yeah, nice.
let's play.
Cool. Yep. All right. So obviously, the first thing we got to do before we do play is review our beliefs and instincts and goals, or beliefs, instincts, and stuff, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. We got everything that we want to do, and then we'll jump into our first scenes. Right. So
We're gonna review our bitty bits.
Yeah, we're gonna review our bits because that's what we do in
Bits.
Burning Wheel.
Bits.
And let us know if you would prefer, chat, if we would like do this off camera and then we jump in and just do play, or if you would like to see Burning Wheel behind the scenes a little bit and like see how what things that you should do.
I
sort of best
feel like
practice
we
kind
should
of stuff.
absolutely.
It's totally up to you
I feel
guys.
like we should absolutely show them. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, see, that's true too. We have at the risk of being like, why are people behaving this way? It's kind of
I already
important.
do. But
One day, you'll be able to write these beliefs into the character sheet. I'll be able to pull those via an API call and have them just automatically get updated on screen, and then we don't see that stuff. But that day is a very far day away from today. So let's just go ahead and review our beliefs. Let's start. Let's go in the same order, right? So Count Ronald of House Swan, played by Arthur Perkins.
Oh boy. Am I playing the character or is he playing me? It's hard to tell at this point.
You're so deep. You've been playing this guy so long now. You don't know where it ends. You've been undercover.
4 weeks.
So consistently playing this guy, you've in your off time you demand that people refer to you as
Count Swad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really
thanks,
subsume.
guys.
You have to use the title. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm
Thanks,
like
guys.
a George Clooney level method actor, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I thanks so much, chat. Everyone's definitely mentioning about keep doing this kind of stuff at the start, because I know it might not be the most interesting play, like hearing us talking about that stuff, but yeah, it's important to lay that foundation. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate hearing that. So let's go ahead and review that stuff, AP.
Count Swan has changed a lot of beliefs in recognition of recent events, and so here they are. I am more alone than ever. The wealth and connections I have worked a lifetime to acquire are distant at best, and my only family, heir, and hope for a marriage for love over state are gone. Even my supposed comrade turns a coward when the killing is with a knife instead of a bow. I will acquire allies in the immediate area immediately. As alone as I am, I cannot leave enemy pieces on the board. Laurentall is dangerously incompetent, has never and never will serve a purpose on this expedition. If the Sertovan will not defend himself, I will save both their lives by convincing Onin to send her to her precious queen for reinforcements as soon as she can walk. Who knows? Perhaps we might actually get something. Opening trade through this land is too important to put ahead of other considerations like house and family. Everything must be set aside to subdue the green belt. Always ensure I am properly addressed. When resting, convince others to see to my needs. And never allow physical conflict to begin without talk of peace.
Fucking lovely. Awesome. Thank you.
you want to do traits as well?
Yeah. You can bring it up.
My character traits are feared, imperious, free, self-satisfied, and your eminence.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Those are good character traits. Cool. Let's go jump over to Laurentall.
All right, Laurentall has had very many traumatic experiences recently. And as a result, some things have changed about her as well. You can break my bones, you can take my hand, but if you try to shake my resolve, you will see what it means to face the rage of a Numerian. Olin Solstein saved my life. I owe him for that, and will use my skills to help him keep this place safe. My heart and soul live with Natalia back home. I miss her desperately, but staying here is the only way we can be together. Always be honest with my allies. My duty as a spy master in the Stolen Lands comes first. And never trust a man with unchecked power. I am off-kilter, worldly, brutal, strange, matriarchal, and missing my right hand.
Nice. Cool. What about Sir Onin?
Ronin's beliefs have also changed, as basically all of them were resolved last week, as some might recall. I have resolved to stay against any odds. I must now take responsibility for the survival of my company and do anything I can to ensure that survival. Count Swan is hard to understand. He says and does one thing one day and then another day, which puts me on edge. In his company, I will keep my grip on my sword and my eyes and ears open. Now that I have resolved to stay, I should have killed Emma Swan rather than rescue Laurentall. It was the wrong tactical decision, but I must make the most of it.
Ow.
Thrain says that you are a blade in the worlds of soapstone. The bandits of this land are my soapstone. My instincts are never judge a book by its cover, always take time to meditate on the word of Gorham, featured heavily last episode. When others hesitate, take charge. My character trait.
Can I ask you a couple questions real quick about your beliefs? Because I got a couple like, what do you mean when you say this? What do you mean when you say never judge a book by its cover? Do you mean literally when you're examining books, you never look at the cover?
No, I mean metaphorically. I have more than once in my interactions with people and mostly people, I don't presume that they are what they appear to be or say that they are, which is why Laurentall, like the entire relationship with Laurentall is based on that instinct.
Okay, cool.
Because she presented herself as one thing and then she proved herself to be something else.
So never judge a book by its cover when it comes to people.
And
right?
Situations. Like, I mean, it sort of extends into that too. Like, oh, it's an incredibly calm and placid field. But maybe it isn't. You know, that sort of thing.
You're there's always a needle in the haystack guy, aren't you?
Well, actually, I have an idea for a scene where I can clarify this point a little bit more in character.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to think about how that mechanically plays out. I'm sorry, I'm commandeering your character sheet real quick, because I had another question as well. So one of your beliefs I wanted to ask you real quick. Now that I've resolved to stay, I should have killed Emma Swan rather than rescue Laurentall. It was a wrong tactical decision, but I must make the most of it. Normally, beliefs have sort of like a goal or some kind of like direction approach to that. So
the most that I'm trying to make of it is making the most of Laurentall.
Okay.
Literally use me.
Like,
okay. So
literally get some use out of this mistake.
Okay, so like the addendum to that would be like getting the most out of it, starting with salvaging whatever goodness out of Laurentall we can get, right, or whatever.
Yeah, salvaging any use out of Laurentall, yeah.
Yeah. Starting with
Plunder her
salvaging.
for her
Okay,
last.
yeah. Can you just go do me a favor and just start? Just include that. Starting with salvaging use out of Laurentall. That's all. Because that's it's a good belief and like that. But I was gonna warn you that sounds like that's like a Fate Farm belief and not a persona earning belief. And maybe you're fine with that because it's like there doesn't really have an end goal. Like making the most out of it can't really ever truly be achieved. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be something that you can just strive towards, which can earn you fate, but never,
Right.
resolve.
Or, I mean, it could earn him persona if he resolves that Laurentall is no longer useful and kills or exiles her. Which is entirely possible in the next, hour.
It's possible. We'll see.
So,
I
don't think count that belief out as not possible to get persona with. If you're
Okay.
she doesn't
Sure,
think-
but I know. That's completely true. And when I say that stuff, I'm thinking of like the 90% of use cases that will come up with that scenario, right? Like the entire fucking infinite dimensions of actions that could come up. Most of those I feel like could earn you fate rather than fate and persona, right? So that's just something to consider.
Anyway, my
I'm
traits.
fine with that though.
My traits are hard work, pious, strong-willed, mark of privilege, disciplined, sworn to the order, your grace, and thick skin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Niran in chat mentions that all you guys have a deep, deep distrust of the world.
Oh yeah, I have a deep, deep trust of the world, and that's why I'm specifically being I'm always going to be honest with people because
I think
you got me killed last time.
the person least distrustworthy of the world is probably Count Ronald.
I mean, to be fair, we've all kind of been fucked over by the world except for Ronald.
Yeah, that's true though, because he's fucking sitting in his fucking castle of privilege.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I literally had to work my way up to be the great noble lord that I am now.
Were you a,
I was a
were
courtier
you
and
a
a
sex slave
merchant.
that had a
A
child?
merchant.
Oh no, not the incredibly luxurious life of a merchant.
A regular
Anything
city
but
merchant,
that.
not a magnate, my friend.
And then you became a fucking magnate.
Yeah, because I'm awesome at what I do. Unlike Mr. Someone Wipes My Ass because I'm a knight.
All right, let's save it. Let's save it for the screen, guys.
I'm
Let's
not
save
a
it. Let's
knight
save it,
and nobody wipes my ass.
guys. Let's save it. Let's save it for on screen.
Not even
So-
know.
I would like to have an opening scene with Laurentall.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Laurentall,
Set the scene for us, buddy.
Laurentall, if you want to object to this, feel free. Obviously, the ball's in your court, but you're recovering from surgery and the loss of a hand.
I'm probably in bed.
Yeah, so I think you're in bed, but also I think you're a bit of a heavy sleeper. Would that be fair in this context? Like herbed out on some pain herbs.
She is if you like walk into the room where she's being treated, you walk in on her like struggling to. She's like propping up like a notepad almost or whatever.
Well, so here's what I want to do.
Yeah, but she's like propping it up with her missing arm and trying to write on it.
See, here's the thing, though. I'm not coming in like at a good hour of the day. I'm trying to be there when you wake up.
I don't know. I don't know if she's sleeping, man.
At all? At night?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Make a. I don't know. Just diafade it and see what happens. See what situation you find her in.
What is diafade?
Diafade. Roll 1d6. If it's even, she's asleep. If not, she's awake.
Sure, it's even.
She's asleep.
All right, so I come in and I pull up a chair and I sit there, and it's like just before you would wake up. Nothing super creepy. But when you do wake up, Onan is there.
She's sleeping on a notepad. Do you want to look at it? Like she's got something written there.
It's not in Onan's character. It's not why he's here. He's not here to pry on you.
Okay. Just thought I'd tempt you a little bit.
No, it's tantalizing. I want the audience to know what's on that notepad, but Onan wouldn't go out of his way to spy on you.
All right.
So when you wake up, he says, Laurentall.
Oh, what are you doing in my room, Onan? Did I fall asleep again?
Yes.
Oh, they go to reach for a glass of water that's on their nightstand and knock it over with their stump.
Onan will catch it before it spills, and then put it back on the nightstand, and sort of motion for you to grab it with your other hand.
Still not used to that. Thank you. Take the cup.
I've seen many warriors brought low by minor injury because they couldn't adapt to their new body. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you about something, Laurentall.
Let me guess. You're here to read me riot act for running off into the woods alone and getting kidnapped and tortured and having my hand removed.
No. I'm here to make sure you know what the score is between us.
I owe you a lot. That's what I know. But
I
would
saved.
you like to give me more details?
I saved your life when we rode out to meet the bandits, and I didn't have to. I could have killed the bandit leader instead.
Didn't ask you to save me. You chose it, but yes, I agree. I owe you a lot.
I know you're not a Goramite, but I want you to know where I'm coming from here.
All right.
Thrain says in his book of meditations, that which is twice looked upon is seen clearly. That which is thrice looked upon is a distraction. I don't want you to prove to be a distraction, Laurentall. I want you to prove to me that you're capable like I originally thought you were. I'm hoping that you've just had a run of bad luck. Gormites do not often give people a second chance to prove themselves. But now you have a second chance, and we're in a very dire position. So I hope that you can...
Onan, I thank you. You do not, honestly, you could have left me to die out there. She's like struggling to think of how to word this in a way that makes sense.
Onan is patient. He doesn't seem...
I was sent here because there was really nowhere else I could go. I want to help in any way I can, but I do not have the resources I need. I do not have the adequate tools to make poisons. I do not have a network of spies to manage. I am not a field agent. I collect the whispers.
That is a plausible excuse, Laurentall. But you will not have those things for some time. And you must be of use to us before you will have those things. So I would take some time and meditate on what your strengths are when you are separated from your tools.
Very well.
And play to them. A Gormite knows that he does not fight as if he has his sword if he does not have his sword, is what I'm saying. I will leave you to your recovery now.
Onan,
Yes?
you know that was Swan's sister, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I do not, honestly, man, but someone needs to talk to him and figure out if that's a conflict of interest on his part.
It's not. I can't get a good read on the man, but I do have a read on an arc of a sword. He swung for lethal when we were rescuing you. He missed, but he was ready to go for the throat.
She looks legitimately surprised. Well,
No, I'm as surprised as you. I do not have a read on Count Swan at all.
that is what scares me. I got the distinct feeling he was attempting to deceive me the first night we arrived.
I agree. I don't know. He has never told me a lie, but
I don't think he's ever told me the truth. That is the trick. Proves he's a good politician, good businessman. He knows how to play the game. He's dangerous if we don't have him on the same page as us.
I am not a politician. If Count Swan gives me cause to kill him, I will do so. If he does not, I will not. That is where I stand, Laurentall. But as a politician and spy master, perhaps your lines can be crossed differently.
Well, can you... She like looks down at the like paper, like struggles to sign it, and then like folds it up and just like hands it to you. Can you make sure this gets to a courier?
We don't have regular courage yet, but I was planning on doing a ride with the company soon anyway. Perhaps I can get it rather far. Yes, I will make sure it gets out. Don't worry. And
Thank you, Onan.
you're one-handed, so I imagine that you didn't have the opportunity to wax seal it.
I did not.
All right, Onan wax seals it for you without looking at it.
Laurentall will remember that. Just pops up on the top of the screen. Laurentall will remember that.
Yeah. Welcome to Telltale Games presents Burning Wheel.
Yeah. That was literally like the press X to read, press O to, it's sort of hovering there.
Press O to seal, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the scene I wanted to have, and now you can preface where we're at. We never even did a recap. I mean, that was kind of a recap. Where we say that we rescued her life, but there was other things that happened.
Perhaps a courier type person comes for you with a message from Count Swan requesting your presence, Sir Ronan?
We live in a 4x4. He could have.
But why would he? Yeah, Count Ronald wouldn't do that himself. That's right. That's a hashtag on brand. So, yeah.
Heaven forbid Count Ronald lays his voice.
The courier just gets me rubbing the bridge of my nose, and I'm like, yes, I will go to him. Where is he?
Oh, I'm in my chambers, of course, my room.
Oh, you mean upstairs? Well, thank you, random new NPC that is now his courier.
Oh,
I will.
Kirsten.
He's
Her name
the
is
courier.
Kirsten.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
The courier looks like if you guys have ever seen the ABC show Gallivant, he looks like the chef.
Vincenzo.
Yeah. That little scrawny looking kid. All right, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, he's got the best name.
Yeah.
Sir Onan, perhaps I could tempt you with some midday drink? Bit of light mead, perhaps?
I mean no offense when I turn this down. I'm going for a ride shortly.
Please, come, sit. We have much to discuss. Actually, not that much.
Oh, all right. I sit. Per my belief, my hand is on my sword, but not threateningly. Looks more like resting it there.
You seem nervous. Have I done something to offense you lately?
In particular, no.
Well, then allow me to continue.
Please.
I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. As no doubt you've realized, Laurentall is dangerous, and she is not on anyone's page.
I haven't realized that Laurentall is dangerous.
Well, allow me to illuminate her acts for you. If you'll recall, when we were traveling on this caravan, she insisted she was merely a secretary and a chef. Do you remember this?
I do.
And now we learn that she is a poisoner, a knife user, a spy. Most of those words add up to one thing: assassin. Several days ago, she attempted to recruit me into a secret conspiracy to take down Father Demetrius in the name of the Queen.
Interesting.
I wish her no ill will, but it's clear that her mind and spirit are broken. With no hand, she can wield no knife. I would not send her out to gather poison for fear that it might end up in my own cup. She has no purpose here, and she is ill. I believe she must be sent back to the Queen as soon as possible to gather reinforcements and to place her outside of the harm to ourselves and to herself. What say you? And I understand if you need time to think on this matter. Such things should not be decided lightly.
I say that I do not believe that she would go willingly.
That sounds like an ugly truth test from AP to me.
You keep saying ugly truth, but it looks like I'm persuading someone.
Yeah.
You're persuading someone with the fact that, yeah, she told me that. You're persuading her with the ugly truth.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this real quick then, right? So this might engage the rules here. So you're gonna try to convince him. Is there a obviously this doesn't seem like it's a duel of wits situation or anything like that. The big question would be, is there something? Would Sir Onan disagree right now?
I just want to have the conversation before we get mechanics into it. Can we have the conversation for a little while and see if mechanics become relevant?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It seemed like they were becoming.
I
okay.
wasn't busting out any dice yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do not believe she would go willingly. And
I
what would
don't
you say to
care.
that? Because in her
Her
current,
mind is fractured. I'm sure you know it.
I certainly believe it.
I personally do not know what to think of this mysterious god or force of nature that haunts these lands, but its touch lays heavily upon her. From my discussions with Demetrius, I believe this to be so. He did not say it outright, but I have concluded it myself.
It's not that we're disagreeing here. It's that I do not believe she will go willingly, which would not be a problem if we had a robust and active courage right now. If we had active trade lines, if we had coming and going, if we had a secure road, then we could simply have her sent away with some guards that we don't have.
I believe they will arrive, both the guards and the active trade route, by the end of the month. She
That
will
is a
surely
long
be
time.
healed enough to walk, but perhaps nowhere near healed enough to poison us in our sleep.
That is a long time. A month.
There's not much else we can do, is there? Are you not a man who appreciates the passage of time? We simply place her out of harm's way to herself and to ourselves for fear that she might try to put a knife in Demetrius or me or perhaps even you. Who knows what her true motive is?
Guys, so I think we're getting into like. I feel like we're getting into role territory now. It sounds like you guys just expressed your like what you guys are on different sides of this. You know,
I mean, it doesn't
ideas
sound
right
like
now?
we're on different sides.
No, we're not
on
on
the
different
same
sides.
side.
well, it sounds like you guys are disagreeing though on like how to act though.
Well, yeah. Well, let's get to that because
So
Yeah,
I-
we're still illuminating that. I'm saying we can wait until the end of the month.
well,
We have time.
I'm also saying that, but what I'm going to follow that with is, well, if we can wait, if we have to wait till the end of the month, I guess my question is, why have the conversation now? Why not see what she is like in a month? Perhaps she is more amicable to you, more useful to us.
I would rather have the conversation now so that you are cognizant of her misdeeds and that I know that I can trust you to have my side on this. And if her disposition is to change over the month, which I severely doubt, as I'm sure you know, those who are laid up in bed tend to get fairly worse and sour. I suspect it has something to do with the lack of the light of the sun on a regular basis.
Oh yes, yeah.
We need to make a decision now, and if it has to change later, it can. But we should all be on the same page.
Well, I tell you that I do not disagree with your appraisal of her character at all, and I agree.
Someone needs to protect Demetrius from her as well. They cannot be allowed to be alone together.
Father Demetrius is a capable man against a wounded and sick woman, whom he
Is an assassin and a poisoner.
I agree that she may well be an assassin. But what assassin assassinates their doctor when they still depend on them for their recovery?
A crazed one.
Perhaps. Here is what I will say, Count Swan. Since we must wait the month anyway, I will wait that month to make my decision. I will appraise her for that month. And if everything that we agree on now remains true in a month, that she is crazed and useless and dangerous, then you will have my support in sending her back to her queen.
I definitely take a sip of mead and nod knowingly, like, yep, this is all proceeding according to plan. Like, I thank you for your time, Sir Onan.
Okay.
Yes. I
Enjoy your ride. I'm sure it will be good for your constitution.
I stand and leave.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Okay. So we have a little bit of time before. So as we spoke about last week, we have a little bit of time before the soldiers and everybody arrives from the courier. Is there something
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So in the interim, myself and the 478, as I alluded, are going to take advantage of our position in an open field and our horsebackness, and we're going to do regular patrols of the open plains to see if we can catch any bandits unawares, perhaps foraging or getting water at the river. Like, we just want to thin their herd. We also go north occasionally off the map to make sure that our routes are still secure. That there isn't a bandit camp up there that's lying in ambush for our trade lines or etc. So this is just the sort of thing that we do, one or the other every day until the soldiers do arrive.
It sounds like you're going on a patrol, essentially, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. This sounds like it would be a role for the group of all of you. So this would just be like a group test versus a basically, I think it would be a versus test because I have something in mind here.
Okay.
But I'm wondering what kind of skill it would be. I'm thinking it might. Soldiering is more like preparation, so I think this might be like scout. I want to know if scouting is in this one, or if I'm just bleeding through from Torchbearer and Mouse Guard. If scouting's not actually a skill, because it definitely sounds.
It
Sounds Burning Wheelie.
I would think soldier.
Yeah. All right. I think it's soldiering. Scouting isn't a skill, so. Or
Yeah.
even it might be just be like an observation or like just a
I
group
also,
perception test,
like,
right?
tactics and command, like observation. Yeah, like I don't know. Like, there's
That's
a lot
your
of
soldier.
So, I mean, what is the goal? Is the goal to find things, or is the goal to prevent them from operating using like guerrilla tactics?
the
That's
goal.
Tactics.
It's reconnaissance, right?
Well, the goals are, as I said, we're trying to catch any of them out that we can, so we can thin their numbers. But we're also trying to make sure that they don't establish themselves in the open plains at all.
That sounds
So-
like tactics.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like tactics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make a tactics roll.
Scythe Master is saying it would be orienteering or open observation or open perception.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
was
think open
weird.
perception. Because the reason why I think it wouldn't be open is that I have something in mind here.
Okay.
That it would be a versus test.
Okie doke. So tactics. Hold on a second.
Oh, he got ambushed and died.
So
And
you
then
said
we all die.
though, like the whole 478 is adding to this, because we're cavalrying in group. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
So you were saying this was a group test because the whole 478 is with me when we go out riding.
Yeah, you said you're riding in a patrol, right? How many of the
Yeah.
478 come with you?
The whole 478, which is, I believe, 6 people. We've decided.
Yeah.
Plus Zidamir.
Zidamir? Well, I don't know that he would come. I don't know that he has a horse. So I would ask Demetrius, if he was here, what his NPC would do. But he's not.
I'm super sorry, Wreckage. This is an observation test. This will be a versus observation test, but you could definitely fork in tactics and stuff to this if that's relevant. Okay.
Do you have observation?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. This is an observation test because you're spotting something hidden.
Okay.
Sorry. I just looked over at chat and I see Niran mentioned the exact same foregone conclusion that I did when I opened to the page of the skill check and read the description of observation. So I'm sorry about that, man, friend.
Laurentall would like to help.
Tactics. Fork in. Can I fork in riding? Or on horseback?
No.
Laurentall would like to help by
paint me
sitting
the
up on
picture.
What?
So here's how I GM, and can you fork in something or not? Paint me this word picture, and then be like blah blah blah. Add a detail. Does that get me forking? Adding that detail if there's a question, or otherwise just say it and say the whole thing, and then be like, by the way, I want to fork in this, and this. If it's made apparent by the details of your word picture.
Okay. Well, so we're riding on horseback, which means we are moving quickly and are highly elevated compared to the tall grass or bandits walking on foot. So that I feel that would sufficiently give us an extra dice in an observation against that sort of situation. Our speed and height advantage.
Laurentall is also going to help by setting up a hide on one of the wall turrets, so that she can look out and see if anything's coming in the grass.
Scouting.
And we'll be feeding that back to them whenever they return from patrols.
How far away are you ranging?
Over a period of time.
How far away are you ranging, my friend?
Well, so when I described this to you, I said this is what we do every day until the soldiers arrive. So some days we go as south as the river, and some days we go as north as that comparable, basically, just to make sure that our routes are safe.
Does this seem approximately right? This blue line around your shit? Is that what you're expecting?
I'm actually expecting. Let me draw.
Can you draw your patrol, how far you go and stuff for me?
So first of all, off the map up north, because
okay, that's fine.
We are just making sure our rouser is. But basically, the open terrain that is plains and fields is what we double check everything.
Okay. Thank you. See, that was important.
Because we as long as we have the advantage of being cavalry, we feel safe riding an open field, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. Thank you. That's precisely what I wanted to know. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
So, you've said yes to forking and tactics, yes to riding, yes to a dice from each of my group members. So
yeah, because they're all helping you.
All right, so that puts me up to 10 dice.
I think Laurentall was going to help as well.
All right, that puts me up to 11 if it just gives me a dice. I don't remember what helping does. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it gives you 1 die.
Okay. You
Okay.
were going to have Laurentall help?
Yeah, Laurentall has set up. She's doing it with Spywise because she set up a hide site on the ridge that anybody who stays behind can look out of without being seen.
All right.
All right. Let me get my die pool set up real quick. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, roll.
I didn't know what my base obstacle
2,
was.
3.
Anyway,
That's fine.
6 successes.
Okay. No, you beat it. Okay.
Do you want to spend fate to start gray shading?
I don't really care about grayscaling observation.
Fair enough.
Okay. So,
Helper's mark test, right?
yeah. So let's talk about what we see here. Let me ping it on the map so we show the part of your patrol of what you see.
Okay.
And
hold on a
this
second.
is
my character sheet's in the way.
Yeah, of course.
All right, now I'm ready. What's on the map?
So you guys kind of go on your patrol, and over here.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing.
I know. I was
anything.
drawing it
there
in.
we go. Ah, you were drawing it. Ah, hi. Hello.
There are some weird mounds. They look to be artificial, and they're kind of scattered across this area. So while you were traveling before and going down, I'll detail a little bit more of what you've seen going down here, and that sort of perspectives and stuff like that. But I want to draw our attention here first to what encounters, and this is really what the role was I wanted you guys to do. There's these really weird artificial mounds that seem to be made from some kind of animal. They seem to be they're. The best way of describing would be like a termite mound kind of thing. They're very large. It looks like something kicked up a lot of dirt and made this giant mound, and then kind of flattened it and covered it with things like leaves and trees and debris and stuff like that. So it's not like a bug hill. It's more like just a giant mound of something.
And you're saying my first impression is that this might be animal made?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it's an animal residence.
What's
A den of some
okay?
kind.
So what sort of? I mean, do I know of animals that make homes?
That seems like that would be a really interesting test to make if you do.
Yeah, that seems like it would be an interesting test.
Do you let's see. What kind of wise do you think this would be that could help you? Or what kind of test or what kind of skill do you think could help you for this?
Let me consult the book.
Yeah, I'm certain that I don't have it, so it'll be a beginner's luck one.
I mean, if you don't know,
It does seem like a wise. It's probably like animal names wise or something like that.
Or even green belt wise, obviously.
Greenbelt wise is possible. I mean, I was trying to think even if I don't think hunting would really work.
Adventurer wise.
Yeah, adventurer wise could work.
Or adventure wise, maybe would be the better one. Or patrol wise, I don't know. I feel like there's something. There's something here.
Well, so I guess I'd like to make. How do I make a beginner's luck test again?
Yeah, let's do greenbelt wise.
Yeah, that's the one that I was gonna do. How do I do it? Like with the character API again?
Okay, yeah. That's
Go to learn skill. Should be able to see it.
Oh, being learned. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. So then I can go green belt wise, and when I type that in,
Just set the right moniker for it. I think wises are always perception. Are they? I don't remember.
I think that's right. It's either that or will.
Let me look it up.
Hills Y. Oh shit! I was hoping that would give it to me. It doesn't tell you. Yeah.
Wises are perception based.
Thank
okay. So then if I just roll the skill, it's a beginner's luck. Oop.
Yep. All wises are rooted in perception.
Oop. 2 successes against an obstacle of 2. It says it succeed.
Well. Okay. So.
It automatically doubles the ob.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it automatically doubles the
Okay. Then. Yeah. You definitely. You know what this is. So this is weird because you definitely rolled before I had a chance to ask you if what about some stuff. Anyways, that's fine.
Well, go ahead and ask.
I wanted to
me
see what are you doing to like look over this? Do you do you approach these things close, or like do you just like you see it for what it is at this point, and do you remember something at this point? Is this a reception or a remembering thing?
This is the whole company slows down and we start trotting like around the like the far perimeter of this.
Yeah.
And we sort of discuss amongst ourselves like, has anybody heard about this? And then we sort of come to the conclusion as a group as we're sort of observing it slowly.
Looking around these mounds and these hills, you see a couple like decayed like animal bodies, like deer, particularly. Maybe even like an old horse here and there. You know, based on the dens in these burrows, that this is a spider. That there's a like a trapdoor like spider.
Oh,
and these are the mounds of this. It doesn't seem like they're home, but these seem to be like old domains, right?
So is it like
so
for the audience? Is it a colony or is it like one spider that's dug multiple traps and you don't know which one it is?
Are you spider wise? You know that this is home to spiders, or a spider. That this is the telltale signs of a hunting spider.
Yeah, fuck that square.
So
never going there again.
I just give the standing order to be on the lookout for these when we're running or when we're patrolling, and that we will obviously not want to fall prey to it.
You know that these things lie in wait for a long time. They like to drag things down in their burrow and eat them, and then they use the remains in them to build up their mounds.
Yeah, and if you suddenly start falling off of your horse with no other explanation, draw your sword. Like, those are the standing orders. Kill a spider. Like,
I think sorry, keep going, because I was just going to make a quick little aside with some of the people from the 784 what they think.
Oh yeah, like what do they think?
Like I think Hario, like the Mivanese axe dude, he's certainly like doesn't matter. Big ol' red nope on that hex right there. Yeah. But I think Sir Burton kind of like, when you say that these hunting spiders and stuff, I think we see Sir Burton kind of like grimace and be like, ugh, give me some fucking barbarian or bandit skulls to crush any day of the week. Fucking hate spiders.
Ah, but just imagine we can get some captives and throw them over there for sport.
Fuck you, wreckage.
Have you ever seen a trapdoor spider take its prey? It's magnificent.
I swear to God, if this is how you kill Laurentall, I will be so happy.
No, sir, I don't believe I have, and nor do I have the inclination to want to. I've seen enough of that. I've seen enough of depravity in Numeria.
There are many lessons of strength that we can learn from nature.
Oh no, Jesus! Gonna turn it into one of these mansplain explanations for Gorham.
The spider itself is not strong, but it sets traps and survives wholly on its ingenuity.
So now that we had that scene, I mean, are you going to just return and keep your patrol going back at this point?
I mean, that's one of the days that we patrol. I guess the real question is, on any of our days, do we ever see bandits in the open fields?
No.
All right.
But here's some other things, right? There's a giant ass tree over here.
Giant.
Like how giant ass is giant
It's
ass?
dead. But it's sitting on top of a hill. Okay, so the best way of
Are we
putting
talking
it,
like Gildegreen, or are we talking like the tree from Avatar? Like, what are we talking?
Oh no, not fucking Yggdrasil. You know, it's not a world tree or anything like that. But no, this tree is like a great sycamore tree. It is about approximately the width of maybe like the best. Think of like 4 school buses like chunked together would be like the width of this tree.
That's all a huge width.
It's a huge fucking tree, and it's clearly dead. It's been dead for a while, but it's been sort of, you can see sort of like the gnarled parts of the branches and like the holes and stuff, and you can see some of its like dead roots sticking out on top of this mound. It looks like that. It looks like it would be a good place to take shelter if you were caught in a storm, right? Additionally,
we don't see any bandits around it or anything, obviously. Or
no. But no, dude, this wilderness is vast, and it's like people are like remote. There are a couple other things.
I want to check we're going to carefully check the tree roots for signs of temporary or past bandit campage in it.
Ooh, okay.
So
all right, let's cut back to that then.
Like, some of us stay on horseback just in case this is a trap and happen. But I will and several others will get off and try and see, like, this would be a great place to shelter. Have they sheltered here before? Maybe they even leave supplies here.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. This would be another observation test, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You want to fork in? Do you have bandit wise?
I don't have bandit wise.
Okay.
I'm going to roll observation here, and the dice are going to be smaller because Laurentall's assistance does not count here. We're not on horseback, and half of us aren't actually getting off to investigate. So I've lost quite a few dice compared to last time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Laurentall. Got 4 of them. All right.
Nice.
Is that 4?
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot of 6s.
That is a lot of 6s. If I was so inclined to grayscale observation, that'd be a good time to spend fate.
Activity. Oh, you definitely find some activity here, but it's not what you're expecting.
Okay.
You see something that has slept here. It's approximately the size of like a huge bear. It's not a bear though, because it made a camp. It had a fire at one point. You don't know how long. Based on just looking, this isn't yesterday, but this is like up to 2 weeks ago, right? This is something, or like even a month. Like there's an old camp here, and you can tell based on like where the stones have been kind of placed around, something very large, like 9 feet tall or larger, has slept here. Like in sort of like kind of like moved aside some of the dirt, and like kind of like this great kind of like, you know, basically like a house out of the mound and the roots. And like it's clearly like a burrow at this point. You know, you can see like the dead roots, and you see like water like dripping like into this cave area. You see there's like a campfire zone. You see some like huge like elk bones kind of like strewn about. You know, some creepy crawlies kind of like skitter around the walls. Something great and terrible slept here.
Any furs or feathers or anything that to take back maybe to someone more knowledgeable?
No. Nothing that you see offhand. Yeah, I mean, actually, no, that's not true. The obvious thing that if you wanted to go looking around the camp would be like you find a giant like a pound of shit, I guess, would be the actual thing that you would probably find here that would still be around. It would be like,
so,
you know,
I
like literally like dried waste would be like the thing that you would probably find, right?
So there's a scene where like the 4 of us who went to
like
go
droppings.
Investigate the cave, like it shows us, we're all standing around and we have like these grimaces on our face, and then it cuts to what we're looking at, which is the pile of dried shit, and then it cuts back.
Is it like?
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Oh yeah.
Is it
okay.
like
Then.
humanoid, or is it got like fur and like bones and like an owl pellet almost?
Oh no, it's got fur and bones and everything in it. It's like a fucking mix. It's a fucking jamboree of shit in it.
Some like weird seeds, peanuts and corn for whatever reason. Yeah.
Literally, it's whatever ate this thing is omnivorous, right? And well, like we cut to looking at the shit and stuff. We're looking at this. And because I want to experiment with this because it's the show, and I trust you guys and I trust everybody. We cut back to like a quick little like past tense thing, and we see like lightning and rain coming down from this tree, and we see inside the tree there's like a fire going, and like poking something with a stick is a huge hulking stony thing, humanoid with like large sharp tusks, eating like a semi-charred, like blackened raw piece of an elk as like it opens its giant mouth, and we see like lines and lines of inset teeth. It's and like around its face and stuff are like more like horns sticking out of it. It's a horn troll.
All right, so we cut back to us looking at the shit, and none of us know what a horn troll is, or we're not making the check anyway. And
you could make the check, like to discover.
I don't want to, because this is funnier.
Okay.
Like, all right. I think these droppings could help Laurentall or Demetrius identify what lives here occasionally.
Bag up this shit. Take it to the cripple. She'll like it. She's weird.
I look around and I can see that nobody wants to be the one to take it back, you know, on their horse.
You just scoop it up in your helmet.
No, I go outside and we find like a rock, and I'm like, all right, we're going to arm wrestle, and whoever is the loser has to take it back on their horse. And we just sort of make a merriment of it. We're going to arm wrestle for who has to take the shit back to camp to be identified.
Awesome.
Okay, so are we gonna do like a opposing?
What is it? Like Mexican.
Nobody wants to carry this shit back, dude.
Nobody wants to carry this shit back, but we don't need to make a big how do you do about it. I mean, we don't need to make like a bazillion rolls or something. However you want to resolve this. I'm just saying, like the 478 is laughing while we're doing this and having a good time. And like, who has to carry the shit? It's almost like last one back is a rotten egg.
Oh yeah, like no nose goes.
Yeah, but
right.
we're Goramites, so we're arm wrestling. You know, we're Klingon Kopak Chai.
Okay. Well, I want to do this then. Your sister your sister ends up being the person who has to carry the shit. But she looks at you in a silent, would you do this for your sister thing, carrying it or not?
Like,
Remember, all your boys are watching.
yeah, all my boys
Remember,
are.
you're fucking her.
Yeah, and I'm fucking her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's a Goramite, so like it's a. There's a moment of I look at her and I'm like, oh, I want to, and then I like vocally say, a Goramite must carry his loads, and like leave her to sack it up and get it on her horse. And I probably am not getting any tonight, but everybody is laughing and having a good time about it, at least.
So do we get that? Do we get the scene where now Laurentall is looking at a brick of shit and being like, "Huh, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Oh god, I wish Father Demetrius was here, because then we could have the exact same parallel scene of like, remember the 478 looking around it. Then we come back to camp. It's like everybody at camp is looking around it. Cuts to the shit. I'm like, oh, it's some sort of giant. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I figured someone of a more academic upbringing could identify these leavings.
My mother, she told me stories in Numeria about mountain men or hill men that would grow to be 10 feet tall and eat anything that moved. I don't know, maybe?
It's possible.
I mean,
I'm gunning for a folklore test here, Eric.
Okay. Yeah, no, thanks. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, you want to do a folklore test to see what this
Otherwise,
is?
I'm just metagaming.
Yep.
So let's see.
Yeah, I feel like this is a folklore an ob 1 test, because like everyone's heard of giant things.
Did it go through? It's not rolling in on my screen.
It's not rolling on my screen either.
You might have disconnected from some point on roll 20 because of your horrendous lag and have to reload.
It's possible.
Can someone just roll?
Man, you put a lot of detail into that tree drawing.
That's what I do.
Eric is a detail person. Okay. Sorry, I'm holding up the show. Let's try this again. Modifier 0. Submit. Artho 0. Base ob 1. There we go.
Cool. Yeah. So let's tell you a story of a horn troll, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are monsters. This is like the story. These horn trolls are one of the many monsters that mothers will tell their daughters and their children about not adventuring around at night, the dangers, and that they'll eat you. They're common. They're told that they're as old as stone, and that they came from the stone at some point, and that they're only active at night, and when they awake after the sun goes down, they're driven by hunger more than anything, and they just love to eat anything that they can catch. You know that they sometimes travel alone, but also like groups of 3 or 5 is not uncommon. They like to hang out. People there's stories of people outwitting them, like they're not the smartest things in the world.
Are there like, is it like outwitting them like I am no man, or outwitting them like hiding, right?
Hiding and yeah,
are these
like
things
and
we can talk to?
yeah, no, they are. No, you can definitely talk to them, but they're they're just very like brutish.
I think well, that's good. I'm brutal. We could get along. I think Laurentall like looks at it for a second and maybe like takes like a stick or something and like pokes at it, and then like some type of like a finger bone or something falls out.
Yeah, there was a I think especially there's stories that you have as a Numerian of your heroes fought trolls a lot, right? Like you know, like that was a thing. Like your great heroes, of course, like they someone would have like a dagger made out of the bone of a horn troll, right? Like that's just like something that was given, or like you had like a bandolier, like you wore a bandolier of horns from a horn troll. Like that's like having an aspect of a horn troll, killing a horn troll and like using parts of it to like augment your sort of like clothing or style or tools was something that like warriors would do. But obviously, this was like the legendary stuff.
Hundreds of
yeah,
years
right.
ago.
And like they've just been kind of like receding back, right? So like they're not really that prevalent anymore. But in all the stories, like killing a horn troll is a big deal.
Yeah.
So, is that what you tell Onan?
I think she does it a little bit differently. I think she looks at it and she like pokes it like a human bone pops out of like this pile of shit that she's just like knocked open.
Is it like a skull?
I think it's a skull. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like part of a skull. Yeah.
And she's just like, shit, yeah. Onin. This is like the Age of Heroes, the stories. It's a stone troll. The great heroes of Numeria used to butcher these. They're terrifying creatures. Beings, half man, half stone, ancient. They pursue hunger at night and eat insatiably, but they can be talked to. And the best of heroes trick them and then kill them for their bones, their tools, whatever it is.
I mean,
You have found something great here, Onin.
It's common that they like take treasure and like shiny things too, right?
Yeah, they take treasure. They're hoarders.
Ah, so there might be a treasure hoard out in the wilds of the Greenbelt, guarded by an ancient monster.
Onin, do I look like I would be kidding about this?
You don't kid about anything, Laurentall.
Exactly. How tall would it? How you said you found this in the middle of a tree? How tall was the sleeping area?
It was 9 feet
About
tall.
10 feet.
9 feet tall.
Oh, so rather small for a rock troll. If that's
Okay, so
the ancient stories are to be believed.
of course, you know, ancient stories tend to get a foot taller every time they're retold.
Onin,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if the world is your soapstone, what's better thing to test your steel on than a stone troll? I just wouldn't go out at night. You might find it when it's angry, or worse, hungry.
Well, if a stone troll attacks the fort, you can be sure that they will long sing tales of Onin the Troll Slayer. And perhaps several of the 4, 7, 8 laugh, and then one of them's like, maybe I should go out and kill a troll.
Do you like? Can I ask out of character? And I might need to make a roll for Laurentall to know this. Do you like believe that she's like, yeah, this is like a thing? This is like emphatically something she believes in. I'm trying to get a read on whether or not you're just like, oh, you silly, crazy person. I mean, you and I have both seen weird shit in these woods. So
no, it's very clear that Onin believes that it might be a thing, but he doesn't share the same culture as you. So it's not like hearing about, slaying the Gorgon or whatever, right? Like he doesn't have a culture of, and then we killed stone trolls and it made us amazing. So what he is thinking is literally what he said. If one actually shows up and we have to fight it, that'll be awesome. But
Yeah.
I'm not actually thinking that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like the Numerian equivalent of the Iliad, right?
Yeah.
Where or probably more like the Odyssey, because there's more monsters in the Odyssey. Where like Greca the Great like strangles a stone troll with her forearm.
Oh yeah, right.
And then like rips its tusks off with her teeth or something like that.
And like kills it with its own tusks. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah,
like, think more like Beowulf, right? Like,
oh god,
and this is like a stone troll is Grendel of Beowulf.
I love it.
Right? Like that's a thing.
Oh, fucking into it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta thank you for scratching my weird shit itch.
Yeah, no, well,
Yeah.
we definitely need to do a patrol.
But let's go to a break, because I feel like that's after that, and we're due for a break, guys. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.